Greetings, everyone on planet Earth. How's everyone doing? Today is April 1st, which normally I would attempt at like an April Fool's joke or whatever, but sadly I am too busy with life to really commit to the bit, unfortunately. But that's okay, because on this April Fool's Day, A Hat in Time has offered something for April Fool's Day, specifically a new challenge road. And to jump ahead a bit, I was not expecting this kind of challenge road. Um, so, yeah, you know, without further delay, let's just get right into the game. Let me swap over to the main view, the main scene. Hello! How is everyone doing? So, one thing I want to address real quick is that I've added a little piece of text right next to my Ko-Fi link. That's the number of commissions that I have done so far. I have done 1 out of 15. And I just want to say that if you are interested in getting any piece of art from someone, you want someone to draw your character in a certain style or whatever, feel free to visit my Ko-Fi link, and I'll happily oblige to draw you art of your characters or whatever you want me to draw, as long as you give me money. So, yeah, that's what I want to share. But without further ado, let's just get right into the game. But yeah, I was not expecting this challenge road. I said in the past that I wanted to do like a special stream of A Hat in Time mods that aim towards something specific. But I guess, we could jump ahead and do this mod first, because this was a mod that I was going to consider playing for that little special stream or whatever. Yo, how is Easter? Hello, Box of Clay. How's it going? I didn't really celebrate Easter at all. I honestly forgot that yesterday was Easter. So, yeah. Anyway, so, well, first off, I don't know if this was new for the update, but there's now like a ranking thing, and my head is blocking it, but I'm currently number 198 in the challenge road ranking, which is about like 6 rewards. Easter is my favorite holiday. I'm sorry. I'll do better next time. But but yeah, so for April Fool's Day, the Hat in Time Twitter account announced a mystery challenge road. They didn't show what mod specifically is going to be part of the challenge road. What I was not expecting is this mod, Ultra Silence, which, holy shit, I was not expecting this mod to be in a challenge road. Nah, bro, you're good. Yeah, I know, I know. So before I really start this mod, I need to give some context behind why this mod even exists, because I actually been aware of this mod for a couple years now. I want to ask, since Box of Clay is here, are you aware of the Moleman ARG for A Hat in Time? Because this mod was basically kind of the grand finale of that whole ARG, kind of. And it's an ARG that was created by Hatboy, the creator of this mod, but most notably the 3D model director of A Hat in Time. So yeah, we're playing like what is essentially a developer mod for this game. And specifically, it was for this weird ARG thing that was created before the game was even released. Nope, I don't really follow ahead even though I have the game. Yeah, the MOBA and ARG is insane. I could actually, I have a bookmark, I think. I'm gonna see if I could find it. Because it's quite crazy. I'm gonna put it in the chat. Let me type in Moman ARG for ahead of time. Aha! Alright, I think I found it. Wow, look at me. Just starting a mod stream, immediately indulging in ARG shit. Amazing. Let me see. I'll start with like an introduction post. This is a Tumblr blog called Stars Over the Horizon, and they do like the most in-depth and comprehensive overview of the moment ARG.
See you.
Oh, you see me? Oh. Hey yo, just passed by. Gotta go sleep. Have fun. Hey, thank you for coming over, Zeta, and I hope you have a good sleep. And by the way, actually, I have to take a short break because dinner time is ready. So I'll be back shortly. Perfect timing, I know. Alright, I'm back. I got rice casserole for dinner. It's pretty hot right now, so I'm gonna let it cool it down a bit. Hello, breakfast. How you doing? Sorry for leaving on you like that. Dinner is important. Also, one last thing before I actually play the mod. I just learned that I could just literally put my sound alerts on a separate window. Like if I go to the sound alerts tab on my Twitch channel, there's like a pop out thing where I could make the sound alerts buttons its own separate window. I wish I would have known that earlier, since now I could actually play around with the sound alerts like this. It's freaking beautiful.
This is a certified hood classic.
Yeah. What's falling again? Oh yeah, that's the Rayman death sound. What else do we have here? Piggies.
I demand piggies!
Alright, let's go. Let's fucking do this.
Yeah, ho!
Yeah, ho. Oh. I want to say right off the bat that, like, I haven't actually finished this mod yet. because it's really long and hard. But I love the presentation of this mod. Boop! This grave stands out to you. In it, you see a reflection of yourself, a mirror of the world around you. It is okay to admit defeat and ask for help. Touch the grave. It will remove all enemies, turn on infinite health, and turn on the true ending. Nah. I'm gonna do it fair and square. But yeah, the whole gist of this mod is that you're basically climbing this huge vertical structure. It's all white, very little, no other color outside of this nice light blue sky. And I just love how this level, I just love how this mod looks. Whoop. And until the very end, that's pretty much about it for this mod. So I think it's about good as time as any to just kind of chat about anything, really. Seems kind of perfect for it, honestly. Strange. This lamppost still feels slightly warm, as if it was recently lit, but then snuffed out. Interesting. But yeah, life. Let me talk about life for a moment. So I've been quite busy as of late, and for those who don't know, I am working in a janitorial job, which I quite like. I do like cleaning and stuff, and it pays well for what it is. But as a result, you know, obviously, it's a lot of work, and because of that, I don't usually have that much time for like art and other things, basically. Like, I can't even really like draw art for friends these days, just because it takes up a lot of my time and energy. Usually, if I'm gonna draw art for someone, it's because it's a commission. Which, by the way, go visit my Ko-fi. It's right down there. Lovely lagging on me. Oh. Oh wait, is it lagging on you guys then? Oh wait, I'm looking at my OBS right now. It was on yellow for a bit. Yeah, now it's on yellow now. That's weird. Oh boy. Hopefully that isn't too problematic. Maybe... Actually, hold on. Maybe... What if I delete my sound alerts window? Maybe that helps? The road ahead may be difficult. Like the previous checkpoint and lose this checkpoint, you will receive full health in exchange for your sacrifice. But know this, death means being reborn from the very beginning. Nah. Still kind of dropping. I don't know why it's doing that. I apologize for that. OBS has been acting weird for a while. Yeah. Well, also, not too long ago, like, I think just today, OBS got an update. So maybe there's something going on there. Oh god! I need to be careful of these things. They're vicious. Seems to have helped. Okay, good. If my stream is lagging again, I'm sorry. I can't really do much about that. But yeah. But as I was saying, but yeah, because of my work, I usually don't have much time for other things really on the internet. But with that said though, I have a goal in mind for this month, and it is to basically do a lot more consistent streams. Because if you notice, I have been very on and off when I'm come to streaming. I try my best to be like, you know, active, but yeah, I'm not usually very consistent. So for this month, I want to spend some time every week to at least do 3 streams, basically. And I think, you know, I don't really do Twitch just for the money or whatever, because I mainly stream just to have fun. You know, psychologically speaking, in my mind, whenever I'm doing streaming, that's basically me telling myself, okay, I'm committing myself to this thing. I'm not just playing video games just for the hell of it. Hold on. Can't wait for a fish to appear and start making fish puns. Well, helped a bit, but lag doesn't matter much, at least to me. Ah, okay. Like, it's kind of weird how my brain works sometimes. Where like, because I have like responsibilities, I'm very anxious about just like indulging and just playing video games on my own time now. Because in my mind, I'm just telling myself that I'm wasting my time. Which, you know, it's probably not true, but that's just how I feel, really. And when I'm doing Twitch streams, that's basically me telling myself I'm not just playing games, I am committing to something. And for some reason that tells my mind that I'm not wasting my time, I guess. And you know, it helps that I do like streaming and it's fun talking to other people while I'm playing my games. You know, I really do appreciate anyone who comes to watch me, and I hope you all have a good time. Sorry for the lag, and oh no, my OBS is in the red right now. What is going on? Is this mod just really screwing things up? I hope not. I'm sorry. Well, that's what VODs are for, so yeah. Oop. Ah. Twitch is pretty good, even with the odd TOS for building a community. Yeah, definitely, definitely. Anyway, let's try this again. By the way, expect this whole stream to just be me playing this mod, because like I said, this mod is pretty long, and it's very likely that I'm gonna start over from the beginning. So, yeah, you sit back and relax. If I have time, I may try out another mod that happens to be recently released today, actually. Haboy, the creator, just released a harder version of this mod called Ultra Loud. And he has done this in the past of like making harder versions of his own maps, basically. And Ultra Loud is basically his most recent mod, basically. I think it's actually like his first mod he has made in like a very long time. So it's quite a special occasion. I like using Twitch because it reminds me of the soda I drink. Well, yeah, I totally understand. Whoop. But yeah, like, even though like I don't do Twitch for the money, and you know I'm not making money off of Twitch right now because I'm not an affiliate, I would like to become an affiliate, honestly, because not just because of the money thing, but also because like I want to have emotes, I want to have like a TTS bot, and all that kind of stuff. Well, unfortunately, I gotta go. Love you. God bless. Yeah, thank you so much for coming over and watching me. I hope you have a good day. Thank you so much. And like I have a Discord server, and I already have like a bunch of emotes there. But I would love to have my Discord emotes on Twitch, for all my viewers to use. One of my favorite emotes is the fat blunt emote, which is one of my personal favorites I've drawn. Now hold on. It's in the red again. Let me go into settings actually, and let me try go into performance mode. Maybe that'll help. Ah! It doesn't seem to be helping. Let me dig deeper. Let me see. Shadow quality, effects quality. Let me turn down effects quality. Character quality. I mean, this mod basically has no detailed character models, so sure. Let me. Okay. Let me see. Particle shadows? Eh. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why my OBS says I'm in the red. That's concerning. Whoop. Oh my god, those enemies are actually really tough. So another Mario 64 kind of like game. You mean Ahead in Time? It's kind of like Mario 64 in a way, yeah. But Ahead in Time is inspired by like a bunch of other games like Banjo-Kazooie. It gives me like some Paper Mario vibes. Wind Waker. It's inspired by a bunch of games, and what I find remarkable about this game is that even though it's heavily inspired by so many other games, it managed to have like a very distinct identity for itself. I love this game so much. All right, I got that. No. Oh well. Actually, what if? Sure, I'll take it. How do I get up there? Scotward? Who's Scotward? Trying to figure out where to go. Ah! Okay. I could do this. Maybe that's what I have to do. Whoop. There you go. Okay. Whew. Anyway, back to chatting for a bit. Lately, I'm kind of forming like a little hyperfixation on Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. Like, I don't know why, but like for whatever reason, I decided to like got curious about like Oswald the Lucky Rabbit, who, for those who don't know, he was like Disney's first real animation star before Mickey Mouse. And I have been watching like the old shorts, like the 1927 shorts, whatever, and I really like them. And you know, Oswald and Mickey have been kind of on my mind lately, just because those characters, or at least, you know, their original interpretations are public domain. And and part of me wants to make something with Oswald and Mickey, but I just don't know what. Also, wow, that's a really funky platforming bit. Nope. But yeah. I really like, you know, the style of character designs they have done for Mickey and Oswald and those characters. Like, it's so iconic, and you know, it especially makes sense to me as a Sonic fan, like why the artists behind the Sonic characters use those Disney shorts as a reference. I think you mean Mickey's half brother, right? Yeah, that's what like that's basically what Oswald is called in Epic Mickey. Yeah. Which speaking of Epic Mickey, they announced the remake not too long ago, and it looks really cool. And that's a game that I've always been curious about, just because, like, you know, it was one of those games that I saw on like the. Whoop. Hold on. I'm trying to figure something out here. But Epic Mickey was one of those games that I saw a lot of trailers for, and I always thought it looks really cool. Also, there's a new Oswald horror movie coming out. Well, yeah, I mean, of course, when you have public domain, you gotta have like cheap horror movies that have come out in its wake. That's just inevitable. Oh, howdy. Epic Mickey is really good. I never beat it, but what I did play was really good. Hello, White Guy 2087. How are you doing? Yeah, you know, I actually have played a tiny bit of Epic Mickey, just to see what it's like. And I do want to play more of it, but, yeah. Whoop. Maybe when the remake comes out, I'll go ahead and play more of Epic Mickey. Whoop. Now where do I go? Ah, I go over here. Cool. God. Look at the visuals in this mod. It's so beautiful. I love this kind of style of just like largely all white, and they really play around with like the lighting to get a lot of really cool depth, and also just this beautiful sky. No, it's actually gonna be animated, it seems, and not in the usual it's nice either. I mean, I'm aware that it's animated, but I mean, I don't know. I find kind of like horror parodies of public domain characters is kind of corny, to be honest, because you know that's mainly they're mainly banking on like shock value, basically. I will say though that it does bother me when people just kind of discredit public domain as a whole just because of like said low quality material, because like at the end of the day, like of course public domain is gonna lead to a lot of bad art because anyone can make it, and not anyone could do good art, you know. And more importantly, like good art takes like real time and effort, and you're naturally not gonna see a whole lot of good art out of public domain initially, you know. Really dig the monochrome aesthetics. Yeah, I love this aesthetic. I mean, you look at my avatar character who's just monochrome palette, it's just like, yeah, of course I like this. But anyway. Whew. Oh god, this is nerve-wracking. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe the Oswald horror film is decent, could be decent, but I'm not really like that excited for it. Whoop. Oh boy. God, this is nerve-wracking. Oh, but at least there's a checkpoint, so that's good. Whew. All this white gunk. Oop. Oh, there we go. Alright. How do I get over there? Can't wait for the Rifter horror game based off the Rafter horror movie. Dude, like you look at my character and you could just tell like, oh yeah, I am gonna take that character and they're gonna bleed hyper-realistic blood and ah! Ah! Get away from me. They're gonna make me all scary and stuff. You know, I once had a dream. This reminds me of a dream that I had like a long time ago, where like, it was kind of like there was like a sitcom show or whatever that had like a bunch of kids and adults in what looks like a daycare, I think. And out of nowhere, some dude in a mascot costume of my character, like it's like my character but in the form of a mascot costume with like really huge head and stuff. And the kids were like clamming around the mascot dude, and my and the costume me just starts screeching at them. Ooh, there we go. I don't know if that's the intended way, but that works. But yeah, that dream, just looking back, made me laugh. I think I'm good with 2. Bama Boy says hi. Say hi to Bama Boy, chat. Woo! Understandable reaction from Dream U. Yeah. I just got so freaked out by kids in daycares. Oh, come on. Peck! Let me get my, Rawr. Oh, thank you so much for following me, YGuy2087. I really appreciate it. There we go. We're getting closer to the top. I may die again though and start all over. I would tell you like what story this mod is telling, considering that this was a part of an ARG, but I honestly God don't remember. Sorry. Maybe when I eventually get to my Moman ARG modding stream, I would do like a proper story recap, which would require me to actually like read through Moman ARG content. Whoop. What I do recall from like the Moman ARG though was that it started off as like a series of videos on YouTube from a channel called Moman1111. That was what it was called. And the thing about these videos is that they were like cryptic. Oh. They were cryptic. They were done in game. Like they were basically videos made within a hat in time. And crucially, these videos came out way before A Hat in Time officially released. Like the last video that came out of the whole era of the Moman ARG was released at the exact point in time when A Hat in Time released. So, you know, it was pretty interesting. Oh Oh god, what do I do here? No! Hold on, what do I... Oh! This is awkward. No! Oh my god. Okay. That's tricky. Oh. And now I'm lost. Shit. Oh wait. Whoop. But yeah, the Moment ARG stuff is really interesting, and it tells like a very different story from like the main game of Hat in Time. That was a lot more serious and involved like wars and Time Lords and stuff. It was wild. I remember hearing about Moment, but never bothered to learn the details. Earlier in the stream, I linked a whole Tumblr blog, which I'm gonna do that again. But there's like a whole Tumblr blog that's dedicated to documenting the events of the ARG, and it's by far the most comprehensive guide on the whole thing. Okay. What the fuck? Oh, come on. What am I supposed to do there? Like, I'm messing up somehow, but I don't know what. But yeah, there's a whole Tumblr blog dedicated to compiling Moment ARG stuff. It's very good. Ooh. I might give it a peek when you're done drawing. Yeah, it's really cool stuff. Sadly, the official Moment channel has been deleted, or at least unlisted all the videos. But there is an archive of all the classic videos, so yeah. So it's not all gone. Oh man, I need to figure this part out. Ow! Yeah, that's right. It doesn't slow me down. Yeah, no, I have to do it fair and square. Oh, and now I have a hat, which is awkward because I'm not supposed to have this hat. But yeah, like in terms of like the Moment ARG in the game itself, there's actually like a bunch of Easter eggs that are still in the final game as it is. Likely done by a Haboy, who, like I said, was the 3D model director of A Hat in Time. Okay. Let's try this again. This part sucks. No! Ah. Yeah. This is rough. I'm gonna eat rice for a bit, so I'm gonna mute myself. My apologies. Alright. Ahead of time is kind of like Hattie hatting from Battle Block Theater because despite what their name and title says, they don't really wear hats. That's an interesting way of putting it. Oh yeah, there's these royal ponds. Anyway. Oh, look at that. The hat actually blends with my the character color. That's cool. This is gonna be a pretty long stream, I could tell. Whoop. Going up. Ah! Oh, back at the beginning. Wait, what? Did I not activate the checkpoints? That's weird. Anyway, during work, I like to listen to music, and work is actually kind of like a good opportunity for me to just listen to a bunch of new music. And lately, I have been getting into like jazz music. So I've only listened to 2 full jazz albums during work. The first one is called, I think, Headhunters by Herbie Hancock. Great record, great album. Another jazz album I've listened to is Bitches Brew by Miles Davis. Another great jazz album. So yeah, what I'm saying is that I like jazz, and I like to listen to. I would love to listen to more jazz. And there's actually like a lot of. Oh, right, that's right. Because this is a challenge road, and I'm kicked out of it because I died 3 times. Whoops. You like jazz? God, it's been so long since I've seen the B movie. Now first, oh yeah. This is the harder version of the mod, which I will play later. But for now, I gotta finish this challenge road. Eating more rice. Oh boy. I've always had a liking towards jazz, but usually the jazz that I've listened to is more like jazz pastiches, if anything. Like, you know, like any video game that I play that has like a jazzy style of instrumentation, it's like, oh, I guess that's jazz. But jazz is such like a unique style of music that, oh, wait a minute. Oh, this doesn't count as a checkpoint because it's already been snuffed out. So there's some weird lore going on there. Strange. But yeah, I've wanted to listen to a much more like proper jazz album, proper jazz music. You know, like I grew up listening to a lot of video game music. I still listen to a ton of video game music. Video game music is awesome. But there is something that does kind of bother me, and it's people who, like, you know, like no hard feelings towards a person who may prefer video game music over any other kinds of music. That's not a problem. But I do have a problem with people who do just kind of treat video game music like it's the only kind of music that's remotely like, I don't know, appealing or worthwhile. As soon as Richter is fully in his jazz phase, he's gonna play the B movie on the Wii with the very nice textures. Oh, honestly, like, I've played Shrek Extra Large. I would love to play the B movie game, honestly. Did you know that the B movie game is technically a sequel just because the story is told from the perspective of, oh yeah, the events of the first movie already happened. Let me tell you the story of how this whole thing happened. Uh, I've seen like Let's Plays of the B movie game, and it's truly fascinating stuff. Oh, hello RQ, how's it going? I'm currently playing through a really cool Hat in Time mod, and it's quite long and challenging. But how are you doing? I'm just talking about the B movie game and jazz music and stuff. But to get back to talk about music for a bit, you know, there are a subset of people who, you know, basically just only listen to video game music, and they don't really go out of their way to listen to music that is just, you know, exists for its own sake. And that kind of bothers me a bit. Just working on my BRB screen. How about you? I'm doing good. Just had a somewhat long day at work, not too long, and I'm starting for this month. I am committing to doing at least 3 streams per week. So yeah, I'm wanting to maintain like a actual streaming schedule for this month. And so far it's pretty good. Oh boy, how do I get out of there? But yeah, like it's not that I have a problem with people who just like video game music or just has a preference for video game music, but it does kind of bother me when people just kind of disregard like music in general that isn't made to complement a video game or really any piece of media. Like I do think a person owe it to themselves to actually like listen to music that exists for its own sake and not just for the sake of being a soundtrack. Oh my god, same. I'm just glad to be home. Yeah, it's good to be home. But yeah, back to what I was saying, it's like one of the best things you could really do as an artistic type is to really branch out and experience as much like variety of content as you can. And like I am very passionate about music, especially like more like especially like more experimental forms of music. And I love to showcase that kind of music to people who may have never listened to it. Like for example, I'm a huge Square Pusher fan. I've been a huge fan of his stuff for quite a while now, and like his music really does run the gambit of offering like some of the most like fun and catchy material out there, and some of the most like brutal and uncompromising material you can. And that's the kind of stuff that I like to showcase. It's just musicians that are capable of that range of musicality. But yeah, you know, my greater point is that like, you know, video game music is great, but you do owe it to yourselves to like actually listen to music that just exists for its own sake. Because there's a lot of really cool stuff that I think most people just don't really look out for because it's more like indie or niche. You know, I think a large part of the reason why people would generally prefer video game music is because a lot of the quote-unquote real music they listen to is mainly just like popular stuff, like pop music, radio hits, that kind of thing. And like the thing is that mainstream music only gives you like a surface view of what music is really about. And like going out of your way to find music that you don't typically hear is always so exciting. As like I find it really exciting. And you know, a lot of the best musicians out there typically have musical tastes that do lean more towards niche, even if it doesn't quite show in their actual output. The there is a level of like respect and admiration towards a musician's work that could really have a positive effect on your art. Okay. Go around here. When I was a kid, I didn't really listen to much music. I just usually listened to what was on the radio. So, you know, at the time it was like the 2000s, so it was mainly a lot of like, it was basically a lot of like ringtone rap or new metal, that kind of stuff. You know, looking back, it wasn't exactly the best time for music, at least mainstream music. And for a while, during the 2010s, I had like a huge dubstep phase. Like, I would just listen to a whole lot of dubstep, basically. I used to listen to a lot of Skrillex and all that. What kind of changed for me, musically speaking, was when I discovered... there were these two musicians that I discovered that really affected my musical tastes. The first was Death Grips. Which was this... they're like a trio of... They're like an industrial hip-hop trio who... even that genre description doesn't necessarily capture how their music sounds. They make uncompromising, abrasive, over-the-top, like... industrial rap and other forms of experimental music that... really blew me away when I first listened to them. Like, it made me realize, like, oh my god, like, this music, this is what music can be like? I had no idea. Wait, I think I remember this guy. Who? Another artist that I listened to was, it's kind of interesting. So, I listened to this sort of musical collective called Uncle, which is not necessarily like a band, but more so like a musical outfit where it's basically like one dude collaborating with a bunch of artists to make music, kind of like Gorillaz actually. And it was the album Science Fiction, spelled Psyence, I think that's how it's spelled. And that was like a trip-hop album. That was where I discovered trip-hop. And I love trip-hop. It's such a cool musical style. And those two musicians sort of opened the floodgates for me to like look out for more like music that I could find on YouTube. Because that's basically how I discovered like Death Grips and Uncle, was just through YouTube. And since then, I've been very... since then, I've been like musically adventurous, and I just love discovering new music. Is it the guy you raid after streams that I randomly teleport there? Yeah, that's the same dude. Good buddy of ours. Whoop. Alright. Whoop, whoop. Okay, let's see. Ah! Give me full health. Hello. Hello, Liminal Goro. How you doing? I'm currently playing through a really neat Hand in Time mod, which is actually a part of this month's challenge road. It's sort of the April Fool's challenge road. How you doing? Oh no! Wait, what? Oh. That's weird. Oop. No! I'm very musically illiterate. I just listen to whatever YouTube serves me up. And you know, that's fine. That's perfectly fair. You're still gonna find some pretty interesting stuff. Like, at this point, like, because of how much music I've listened to and how many varieties I've listened to, like, I don't know. Like, sometimes when I share music in servers that have a music sharing place, I like to showcase like the most weird thing I could share. Like at this point, like one artist that I quite like is Clipping, who is another industrial hip hop trio that specializes in like noise music. So I have like an affinity for like abrasive music like that. Wait, if you're an alien, did you ever meet Invader Zim? No, because Invader Zim is a fictional character. I'm sorry. I was heartbroken too when I learned about that. Makes me cry all the time. Ah. This is rough. Whoop. So, going back to music, sometimes I have like phases where I just listen to like one single artist for a long time because I'm just really into their stuff. And one musical group that I really like is hold on, what did Autobot detect? Why did Automod filter your message just for saying they fake? Like, that's what Automod detected. It's they fake. What? But what about the humans he met? Are they fake too? I don't know how to answer that. I'm sorry. Ah! You know what? I'm just gonna die. This sucks. But yeah, no. I'm sorry. That was... Any human that you see on television may not even exist. I know it's a hard fact, but it's true. Ooh. But one musical group that I'm really into is a sibling duo called The Knife. The Knife is sort of like a synth pop group. They have about like 4 main studio albums plus like a theater music album that. Whoa! Jogoger! Thank you so much for the raid! Thank you so much! How was stream, Joker? I'm currently playing through a Had a Time mod called Ultra Silence. It is for this month's challenge road. How are you doing? Hold on. Automod doesn't like you. Doesn't RQ? Automod doesn't like the fact that you called Jogo a nerd. You should be ashamed of yourself. But yeah, thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Also, I apologize for the raid sound. That is the bass drop from the song Punk Weight by Death Grips. Maybe I should turn down the volume on that sound. But then again, maybe I shouldn't. Why must you hate me like this? But yeah, back to what I was talking about. The Knife were like a musical duo that specializes in synth pop. Oh wow, I actually survived. They have about 4 studio albums, and I love all of them. So it's a sibling duo consisting of the brother Olaf Drager, who I think he does a lot of the production work, and the vocalist Karen Drager, who, by the way, is also a solo artist who goes by the name Fever Ray. And I really like their 4 albums. The first album they made is kind of like sort of bedroom pop in a way. It's more intimate and stuff. The second album is more like dance pop. It's very catchy, very synthetic sounding. The third album, Silent Shout, which is my favorite, is a much more moody album, a much chillier record, with some really dark and serious lyrical content and stuff. And their final album, Shaking the Habitual, is basically them going full experimental, inspired by the sounds of like Afrobeat, noise, just avant-garde pop in general. And it's they're just a really great duo, and I love their music, and I think more people should listen to them. You're very welcome. Stellar Blade had too much booty for just one demo. Oh yeah, that's the game that a bunch of chuds on Twitter were saying it's saving culture or whatever. I wanted to play more. I've heard it's a quite decent game. Now you should keep it the same. It made it sound more epic. Thank you. I should keep the volume the same. My Wi-Fi is bad. If I have time, I gotta go watch the stream. I hope I have a great time playing ahead of time. Sorry to hear that, Limno Goro. I hope your Wi-Fi gets better. But yeah, hello. Glad to have a lot of people watching. No, but to go back to the knife for a bit, like I said, the vocalist Karen Drager is also a solo artist who goes by the name Fever Ray. They have about 3 albums right now. The first album, the self-titled album, it's like kind of a moody, introspective kind of album. Very deep in like atmosphere and rhythmic elements and stuff. Great album, fantastic album. More people should listen to it. Their second album, Plunge, came out, I think, 8 years later. And that album goes for a very different sound. That's a lot more like campy and strange. And it kind of moves away from like the dark ambience of the first record. Mainly because like around that 8-year period, Karen Drager went through like a huge life change moment. Let's see. Oh, just checking here. Oh, the Raiders. Hello, Zixel fan. How you doing? I think I know you actually in like a Hat in Time community server and stuff. How you doing? I'm currently playing through the Hat in Time mod, Ultra Silence, and it's very cool. But yeah, back to what I was saying. It's interesting going from like Fever Ray's debut album and Plunge, because that 8-year period reflected like a huge shift in their lives. When they made the first album, they were basically in like, you know, a boring hetero relationship with 2 kids and stuff. Around the time that Plunge dropped, Karen basically divorced. They came out as a lesbian, and they basically made a whole album dedicated to like diving deep into like their newfound sexual liberation, basically. And it is a strange record, but it's a very cool one too. And then finally, the third album, Radical Romantics, kind of goes back to the moodier vibes of the first album, while also merging it with Plunge's more campier elements. And that album has grown to probably being my favorite album from them. Lots of great songs, and that album actually has production credits from Olaf, their brother, where they basically reunited to their old Knife days to make some really killer songs. And they also got Trent Reznor on a song or two, the Nine Inch Nails guy, for the album. And the songs, what were the songs called? There's North, and there was, shoot, I don't remember the name. Was I the only one that thought the song called I'm Coming Out was an LGBTQ song? I don't know what that song is, sorry. But yeah, like the Knife and Fever Ray are awesome, and I highly recommend anyone to check them out if they're into like synth pop, experimental synth pop music that dives into like queer topics and stuff. They're really good. I'm going to listen to more Nine Inch Nails thanks to High Five Rush. Oh yeah, that's right. They got like 2 Nine Inch Nails songs on there. What was it, like 1 Million and The Perfect Drug? Really good choices. But yeah, after the stream, I should listen to more. I should just go back to listening to The Knife and Fever Ray. Whoop. Like, if there was one album that I could recommend you guys to listen to from The Knife, I highly recommend Silent Shout. That album is a masterpiece. Oop. But I can't stream it because that's on the copyrighted portion. Right, yeah. Oop. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. I hate that on Twitch when like a game has like licensed music and it just makes it harder to stream basically. It sucks. Glass pyramids are just as good though. Yeah. One game that I would like to stream is a game called Mushroom 11. That game looks really cool. But the thing is that the soundtrack to that game consists of a bunch of music by the Future Sound of London, and I'm not entirely sure if their music is like not detectable or if their music is okay to play on stream or whatever. But it does make me concerned about like actually streaming Mushroom 11, considering the Future Sound of London's contributions, basically. Whoop. But to kind of go back to The Knife again, their 4th album, Shaking the Habitual, is so awesome. It's not for the faint of heart. It's not like the most accessible album they ever made. That one is definitely a lot less approachable. But I love the sound of the album. Like the track listing, the atmosphere, the lyrical content. It's just so cool. It's not an easy album to listen to. Like that's an album where the 7th track called Old Dreams Waiting to Be Realized is like a 19-minute dark ambient piece. You know, it's that kind of album. But give it time, and I think you know, you'll find something to really enjoy about Shaking the Habitual. Okay. Whoop. Silent Shout is my favorite, but Shaking the Habitual is my second fave. Whoop. No! Oh man. Okay. Cool. Here I am talking about music, and I'm just dying a lot. Okay, go around here. So I really like this mod, but my god, it could be so frustrating to get through. And if I'm able to finish this mod, I should be able to like start playing the ultra loud mod as well. And I know that one's gonna be hell. Whoop. Can't wait for a Rifter song called "Living Like an Alien." You know, Befkis, I don't appreciate you appropriating aliens like this. Ah! But you know, I would like to make music someday. I don't know what kind of music I would make, but I know I have some specific ideas. Oh, that's a good save. Ooh. Oh my god, another checkpoint. There we go. Oh my god. I love how this whole area gets more and more dilapidated the farther you climb up. Very cool effect. I'll risk it. No! Ah, man. Just keep going. What? No! Damn it. Okay. Going up, up, up. Whew. Okay. So close. Ooh. Alright. Oh, there we go. Checkpoint. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Oh. Ooh. Ooh. Ah. Okay. It's getting so close. Oh, I guess I do it like that. Okay. checkpoint. Good, good, good. Oh, chat. No, none of you did it last time, but say hi to Bama Boy in chat. I'm sure he'll really appreciate it. Whoop. Oh. Oh, and also say hi to Meemameeth. Hi, Meemameeth. I guess I'll go over here. Oh! Back from something in real life. Well, I hope something has been taken care of. Welcome back. Okay. Oh boy. This mod is hard on my nerves. Hi, Meemamyth. Hope you're good wherever you are. I hope they're doing good too. Oh, fuck. Okay. Oh. Oh, so beautiful. Good up. Nah, I won't risk it. I'm unfamiliar. This is unfamiliar territory to me. Ooh. Oh wait, no, I've been here before, but I'm not gonna risk it anyway. Time to power scale Rifter. Do I have to? Honey, it's time for your daily power scaling. Yes, honey. Ah, this part again. Fuck this part. Ah! Fuck! Yeah, I can't do it like that because it doesn't register the wall run like that. Oh my god. I'm gonna eat more rice. I don't really understand why people do that. I don't get it. Do what? Oh no! I'm number 200 on the list. I need to take this seriously. I need to get up there. You know what though? Sure. Sure, whatever. Just give me everything. I don't care. Power scale? Oh yeah, that. Like, power scaling is just something I became familiar with just because I saw Dragon Ball Z Kai on Nicktoons, which, you know, that is basically the originator of power scaling, so, you know, I'm really there in the root of things. It's a fun thought exercise, I guess. Yeah, but the thing is that, like, in Dragon Ball Z, like, granted, I have not seen that much of Dragon Ball Z, so I'm not an expert on it, but I know that in Dragon Ball Z, you had, like, these bad guys have, like, these scanners detecting, like, the character's power level and stuff, and I thought the whole point was that, like, that whole scanning for power level thing is actually just bullshit. Like, it doesn't really matter, and, like, you can't really, like, quantify, like, human power or organism power or whatever. But a lot of people really do take that kind of thing very seriously. It's weird. Haven't beat a Challenger Road once yet. Oh, you haven't? Yeah, I've actually done progress on Challenge Roads in the past. I got up to like 3 roads before, like, I basically just wiped away my save file and just start fresh for the Twitch mods and stuff. But yeah, it's not something that I take too seriously, but it's there, and I thought, sure, why not? It's nice to have golden rewards. I guess, but then there are some characters just way too OP for no reason. I mean, hey, you know, sometimes like I know that, like, in the show, like, when a scanner reaches a level where they can't compute it, it does just, like, blow up and stuff, and that's supposed to be, like, badass, like, whoa, they're so powerful that not even technology can keep track of them, that kind of thing. Think that it's over 9,000 meme had anything to do with why people take it so seriously, or am I just reaching? Yeah, that very much is. Oof, excuse me. It is. If the over 9,000 meme is very much a relic of that whole, like, discourse surrounding power scaling, basically. I wish I could do a Challenge Road, but I got a Hat in Time on Switch, so I can't. Oh, I'm sorry. I've said it before, but, like, the Switch version of the Hat in Time was my first real time that I ever played the game, and I fell in love with the game so much that I bought it again on PC, and nowadays I can't go back to the Switch version because holy shit, the Switch version is rough. I mean, it's more than playable, but it's not ideal at all. I meant characters in general, not just DBZ. Well, yeah. I don't know. Like, there's some people out there that view art in such a methodical or mathematical way, and I kind of shared this. I kind of shared this on Twitter already, but, like, well, I mean, I shared it briefly, but I actually do want to talk about this. I've come across a lot of people who have such a weird view of art in general, where, like, the most extreme example is people who believe in, like, objectivity in art, you know? Like, the idea that there are objective points of quality or whatever, and you know, when I was a teenager in high school, I used to believe in that kind of thing because it just kind of makes sense to me at the time. But the more art that I consume, the less it just makes sense to me. Like, art comes in so many shapes and sizes, and it's really hard to determine like what an objective point of quality even is. Load time's bad on Switch, but otherwise seems fine to me. Just wish it got finesse in manner mode. I mean, it's also like it has weak performance. It looks considerably worse. And also, like, the Switch version of the game is like really unoptimized. Like, for some reason, the file size for the Switch version is like 16 gigabytes. Which, why is it that fucking big? I actually asked people who know the game in and out on Twitter why that's the case, and apparently it has something to do with the fact that like the game is effectively running on an emulated version of Windows, I think, which is such a weird thing. Like, what? Emulated Windows? What? But to kind of go back to what I was saying though, like, I kind of, you know, being in spaces surrounding game discussion and stuff, I grew to really dislike the whole, like, point of objectivity in regards to, like, not just video games, but art in general, where, like, to be honest, like, a lot of the people who tend to argue for objectivity in art, in my viewpoint, tend to come across as, like, the most, like, self-important and most like bitter kind of people that I find. Like, it, to me, it just kind of feels like where's the joy in, like, I don't know, just expressing your perspective on art in such a mathematical way. Like, it honestly, like, to me, honestly, these days, it honestly comes across as kind of weird. Like, I just don't get it, honestly. Like, I'm sure there's, like, some nuance there, but, like, in my viewpoint, it's just, like, I don't know, it just feels weird to view art in such a specific way like that. Alright. Go up here. And, like, the whole power scaling thing kind of feels like an element of that, where it's people comparing the strength of characters in a way where it's like, oh, this character, there's a mathematical, objective reason for why this character is this powerful, while completely ignoring the fact that, like, characters are, like, fallible, you know? Like, they're not perfect, and they make problems and mistakes, and sometimes they go above and beyond their limits. It's like, I don't know, like, power scaling to me, like, discussions on power scaling just kind of removes, like, the human element of things. No, but you're missing the point of my video game! So I think some people just need to realize that what they see as, like, speaking more broadly, like, I think some people need to realize that what they see as, like, I don't know, a piece of a franchise, like, going against its roots or whatever, it's more so just a case of, you know, things are not really set in stone. Like, there are reasons for why some things change, and sometimes maybe there isn't a sensible reason why things change, but, like, that's just how art works sometimes. It's not so much based on, like, objective qualifiers of, like, this makes sense, this is right. Sometimes it's just kind of like, you know, as teenagers on the internet would say, it's about, like, passing the vibe check, you know? Which is the blunt way of saying it. It's not, like, the proper analytical way of saying it, but it's kind of the shorthand, you know? Like, whether something passes the vibe check. Whoop. Whoop. my god. You know, now that I have like infinity lives activated, like I don't really feel that stressed out about playing through this mod actually. Crazy how lives and no lives could change the psychology of how one approaches a challenge, you know? You know, it's like the difference between like Rayman 1 and Rayman Origins. Actually, that's like another good example of what I mean. Like, there's a lot of like interesting discussions surrounding like the purpose of lives in video games, and you know, there are people out there that view video games in a way where it's like, oh yeah, no, it makes perfect sense to just remove lives because they are an arbitrary mechanic or whatever. But here's the thing, though: it's like, what do we determine as like arbitrary in video games? You know, like a lot of things are based on like arbitrary elements when you get down to it. Like, and the reason why those elements exist is because they, you know, they shape a certain kind of experience. And you know, while I do have a preference towards just having infinite lives instead of like, you know, an unlimited life system, I also understand like the value of having limited lives in certain games, and I don't think it should ever really been like disregarded or whatever. I mean, like, you know, there are those kind of challenges of like beat the game without getting hit. You know, that's an arbitrary thing that people do for fun. Speaking of, is it weird that I want the life system back in Sonic games? Yeah, no, I don't think that's weird at all. Like, I didn't mind. I forget. Does Sonic Superstars have? Oh no. Sonic Superstars removes lives. Yeah. Like, I don't mind that Sonic Superstars removes lives, but at the same time, though, like specifically with Sonic Forces, like there are no lives in that game, and it kind of just removes the incentive. Like, it's kind of weird. Like, that's the thing. It's like, it's not as simple as, oh, just remove lives and it's automatically better. Like, certain things are affected by limited lives, and you have to take that into consideration. And while I don't think it's so much a problem in Sonic Superstars case, like, I don't know, like, there are some things to consider when you're designing a video game, and you know, there's no one solution, you know. Power scaling is silly to me when it's applied to silly characters. Like, my favorite example, people citing Luigi being dense enough to resist black holes. Yeah. I mean, to be fair though, Luigi is very powerful. No one can argue with that. And if they do, they're just wrong. Ah! This part fucking sucks. Oh my god. Yes! Finally! Oh my god. This camera sucks though. Whew. There we go. I think we're getting close to the end. Oh, everyone say hi to GP. Say hi to Japan. Hi. Sonic Superstar is too hard, that's why it's okay for it to have no lives. I don't think Sonic Superstars is hard at all. Like, I say generally speaking, it's pretty much on par with like Sonic Mania in terms of difficulty. What I do have an issue with is just like the boss battles in that game. Like, they're so drawn out and boring that I wish that they just went with the classic style boss battles instead. The bosses lasted way too long, yeah. And like, I know that there's like a method of like making most of the bosses, you know, quicker to beat. Like, oh, you know, use an emerald ability and stuff. But like, if you have to use an emerald ability, you know, an optional thing basically to make boss battles bearable, that's not really like a good argument against, you know, people who do have issues with the boss battles. Like, the biggest issue with the bosses in Sonic Superstars is that like you could be like blasting through a really good level for like a couple minutes or so, and then you'll likely spend just as long, if not longer, on a boss fight, just because you have to sit through their attack cycles, and it's so boring. And it's like the worst feeling in the world, where you miss your chance to attack, and you have to sit through a whole other cycle of an attack again. It's just like, ah. I like Sonic Superstars, but god, that game could have been so much better. Thank you for inventing Italian people and plumbers. Thank you, Japan. Sonic Mania is the only recent Sonic game I played. It is a very good one. I don't think Emerald Powers even help on those terrible Fang bosses. Oh god, the Fang bosses are dog shit. There is one boss in a Press Factory, and I say that that boss is probably like one of the better ones in the game, just because it's not based around like sitting through in a cycle of attacks. Like, there are invincibility frames for the boss fight, because, you know, every boss has invincibility frames. But like, you actually still have like opportunities to attack them in a quick pace. And if more bosses were like that, I honestly would not have any issues with the bosses in Sonic Superstars. Like, oh, well, I guess I can't jump on them constantly anymore. I guess that's fine, as long as, like, you know, the pacing is still there. But no, it's more so like you're going through an entire attack pattern cycle. And it's just like, no, please, it's too boring. God, I can't believe that the final Fang boss fight in Trip's story took me like 3 hours to beat on stream. Like, my brain just broke on that boss fight. I just couldn't believe it. Whoop! And you know, like, I understand why they did it, because, you know, Sonic Superstars does take multiplayer into consideration. And I guess they want to take into consideration with the boss battles, like, we don't want 4 players to quickly beat the boss in like less than a few seconds, you know? But I think a better solution is, instead of just making the bosses more drawn out by giving them invincibility frames and make you go through an attack cycle, they could have taken a page from Sonic Rush Adventure and just gave the bosses a shitload of hit points instead. Like, the bosses will be longer, but you have a lot of opportunities to attack, and that just feels much better than just going through an attack cycle, you know? Like, Sonic Rush's boss fights are basically like the same thing of waiting through an attack cycle, and they also suck. But like Sonic Rush Adventure's boss battles are so much better, and I wish Sonic Superstars takes notes from that. The only other problem I have with it is that Jun Snow can't do Genesis synth music, but other than those things, I really like Superstars. Yeah, like, that's the unfortunate thing, is that like, when I'm just like playing through the game, like, Sonic Superstars can be a really fun time. But you know, there's also just elements of the game that feels like cut rate and budgeted to me, which is especially bad when the game costs like $60. Like, I wouldn't really have an issue with, like, say, the game's presentation if it was like a $30 title, but the fact that it is like $60, it just kind of makes it more obvious that, like, wow, this game, especially in the second half, doesn't really look that good. But yeah, I don't know. Like, Sonic Superstars just gives me like a weird series of emotions where it's like, I could say like, it's good, I like it, but it could have been better. I don't know. Whoop. Ah. The unfortunate thing about the Jun Snowy tracks is that, like, well, besides the fact that he basically goes back to doing FM style compositions and he just can't really do that well, like, I can listen to those songs and recognize that, like, hey, you know, there are some good musical ideas in his tracks. Like, there's some good melodies and some good ideas here, but they're just kind of wrapped up in this very weird sound package that's just not that great. Like, my biggest issue with Jun Snowy's, like, Genesis style tracks is that they just sound really phoned in. Like, it has no real regard for like actually replicating how the Sonic music on the Genesis actually sounds, and it's just like, you know, just get like a twangy bass line and the Sonic 1 and 2 snare drum, and that's basically Sonic Genesis music, right? And it's just like, it's so funny too, because I was listening to Sonic 2's music, and like Sonic 2's soundtrack is great, and you know what's funny is that, like, you know, the snare that has kind of become like a meme with June's Noise tracks, that poppy snare that you just hear constantly. Like in Sonic 2, like the snare is mixed low in the track. Like it's not in your face because, like, I don't know, it's a snare and it doesn't really need to be up in your face, at least in the context of Sonic 2's music. Whereas in Sonic 4, Episode 1, Episode 2, and now Superstars, it's like you're just constantly hearing pop, 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 pop all the time, and it's crazy. Apparently he didn't learn from Sonic 4. Yeah. Like, it's saying something that when I saw early gameplay footage of Sonic Superstars and I heard the boss music, and my initial impression is, oh, the boss music is placeholder. They're gonna replace it soon, right? No. Like, the boss music is especially tragic. It's like the mini boss theme literally sounds like a demo track. Like, it has like these really stock sounding drums at the beginning before they're replaced with like Genesis-esque drums, and like there's like a weird fake guitar riff that's playing. It's like, it sounds like a demo track, and like the main boss theme is just 14 seconds of original composition that is just repeated at a higher pitch. Like, that's the main boss theme of Sonic Superstars. That's the best you can do? It's crazy to me. I think he did Fang really dirty with his theme. Oh my god, yeah. Like that Fang boss theme in Speed Jungle, like that's just gross. And like, Jun Snowy can make good work. Like, when he's not doing Genesis style music, like, he knows his shit, right? Like, he knows how to make good music. But he just keeps insisting on using this Genesis sound, and it just doesn't work. It's like, June, please use real guitar and drums and real instruments. You're clearly better at those than just fake FM sounds. Where am I supposed to go? Wait, where am I supposed to go? Oh, I guess I'll go around here? Oh. Oh boy, this is confusing. Okay, I'm lost. Hold on. It's kind of funny too how in Sonic Superstars, like, the first half of the game has like a good chunk of contributions from T. Lopes, and like his music in Sonic Superstars is fantastic. Like, at this point, I've listened to it so much that I would honestly say that T. Lopes' work on Sonic Superstars may surpass Mania, in my opinion. Like, his original compositions for Speed Jungle and Sand Sanctuary and what is the other level? Lagoon City, Act 2. Like, those compositions are beautiful. And then by the second half of the game, he's just gone. So we just suddenly got a lot more Genesis style music, but and it's just like, wow. Like, not only did the presentation of the game got worse in the second half, so did the music. Like, what happened here? Try that cylinder again. Let me see. Controversial opinion, but how about no more Genesis synth? Or at least, like, try not to have June make Genesis music. Like, there are other Genesis tracks in Superstars not composed by June, and like, they're generally pretty dang good. Like, like the Act Tales theme in Frozen bass is actually like a really good Genesis style composition. It sounds like something I would have heard in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Oh! Oh yeah, go over here. Cool. Like, it's so weird too how like even in Sonic Superstars, the Genesis music is weirdly inconsistent too. Like some tracks sound pretty faithful to the Genesis sound. Like specifically the ones from like the battle mode and stuff. They sound pretty authentic to like Genesis music. And then you have June's composition, which just kind of sounds like a phoned-in pastiche of Genesis music. Frozen Bass Act 1 literally sounds like a Sonic 4 track. Like it has the exact same synth that you would hear in Sky Fortress in Sonic 4 Episode 2. The exact same synth. Whoop. I think we're getting close to the end. Ooh. No! Ah, dang it. Go around here. Good. This is reminding me of the copied city in Nier Automata. Huh. I haven't played Nier Automata, so I don't have the reference point, but if you say so, yeah. I really do like how this area looks. Where do I go now? Oh, right. Whew. Advanced Talentine platforming is serious business. Whoop. There we go. Checkpoint. Oh man, still quite a way to go. Whoa, who is this? What? Never knew about the. That's a name. Okay. Oh. Wait, what does that say? Fatal error. Peck! Tubes! We got tubes in this mod. Crazy ass shit. Dang it. Oh yeah, so as I said previously, I am considering sticking to a more consistent schedule for this month. So obviously today I'm playing through a Hat in Time mods, 2 potentially. But Wednesday, I will be doing another part on Good Boy Galaxy. And for Friday, I will be doing a stream on World of Goo in preparation for the upcoming sequel to the game, which I'm really excited for. So look forward to that. Oop. Whew. There we go. Oh my god, we're getting so close. Oh! Ah! Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Wondering how does it look like if you look below? Ooh, good question. Ooh, look at that. I guess I can't go through that. Whoop. But I do that. That works. What is this? Oh, it's bouncy. Boop! And as a reminder, I don't know. I know some people already know, but some people don't here. I have a soundboard, so make of that knowledge if you will. Go on here.
Lemon.
Lemon. Aesthetic! Holy shit! Very perfect timing to play that Lemon's audio as I come across the fabled Sanic sticker. Whoop.
A potato flew
I didn't
around
win.
my room before you came. Excuse.
Oh my god. We're so close. We're so fucking close. Everyone say hi to AI Sneed. Owl Sneed. However you pronounce their name. Hello, Owl Sneed. A what? Oh. Sanya Spark! Ah! What does that say? Ketamine overdose! Thanks!
improvised nuclear bombs.
Oh my god! Wow! Wow! Oh my god!
Oh my god. Oh my god! Wow! Also, look at that. Look at this background, though. Holy shit. Looks so cool. We're truly gonna make it. Love the atmosphere. Yeah. Like, it starts off looking really pretty, and it's just getting prettier and prettier the more you climb up. The final steps. We're here. What is this?
Yeah.
Boop. Yeah. Wow. I'm gonna relax a bit while I eat rice. You all relax too. Alright. Tell me, as you gaze at that castle, what do you see? I see a wound, a forgotten memory that should stay dead. This tower must seem familiar to you, correct? Do you even know who you are anymore? You are a memory of someone much greater than you could ever be. That person was my friend, and in another life, I killed her. The truth is, I am also a memory of someone who was foolish. I won't be so coy like my brothers and sisters. You seek answers? Then this is all you need to know. Go back to nothing and stop living in a dream. You are just an echo, a response to this tower's pain, and you should fade away. Do you think I am being unkind? The reality is you cannot do anything. Don't you see? You are following in her exact footsteps. She couldn't stop time's end, and it is inevitable for the same reasons. Now, leave me in peace. I wish to gaze upon this beautiful sun before the world is enveloped in twilight. But what if I pull this lever? I'm assuming this is what happens if you get all the gold orbs for the true ending. But yeah, let's get it going! You have climbed a tower at the edge of existence and reached your goal. You know time's end approaches, and yet you feel like you have done this before. In a past life? As you gaze at the castle, you hear a faint voice. It beckons you to ring the bell. Ring the bell of awakening? Yes. Cutscene. Wow. Oh? I'll be back, take care. You take care. You've lost your way, haven't you? But then again, you always did get lost when we were young. Okay, so full disclosure, this is a bunch of story content related to the Moment ARG, and I don't exactly know what's even happening, so bear with me. It's good to see you again, even if you don't remember me. What? The face paint? So you do remember me. I haven't worn that since we were kids. You always liked it when I say radical. I always knew you were different from the rest of us. But to think you would become an enlightened and create a new world, Father always told me you were special. So much has happened since time's end, and you look so different. I wish I could come with you. But that's okay, because no matter how far we're apart, we will always be friends. Here, I brought you something that's important to me, the last of my light. You see, Father once told me that the eye of the Lord is the true soul within. No one can truly take that away. So please, take good care of mine. Oh my god. Back? Welcome back, white guy. There's some serious story happening. You received the Eye of Agrippa. This is a gift from your childhood friend. So much moment ARG stuff that I don't quite remember yet. When all of this is over, I hope we will meet again in another life. I'm glad I got to meet you one last time. Lady Puella. I'm back to normal! So, full disclosure, in the moment ARG, that character I'm playing as is Puella, and she is like a unique character. She is not related to Hat Kid, I don't think. But oh no, look what happened to him. So sad. Agrippa, I remember now. You were an outcast, and you probably thought I saved you, but the truth is, I didn't feel like I belonged with the moon either. It was you who saved me. Thank you. You surprised me, Puella. Beyond this tower is an endless field of enlightened, empty shells, each climbing their respective towers because that is all they know to do. Yet out of all the endless possibilities, you were the one to ring the bell.
Oh
You
my
remember the
God.
stories, right?
Wow!
Hat Boy really cooked
Oh my
this mod very
God.
hard. Yeah, he very much did. Every entity that sacrifices themselves to the fire at the edge of existence becomes a part of God's dream and enlightened. The realm of the God of Dreams, where his empty throne sits, is an ancient place that is said to hold a key to God himself. It is that castle. That is what God dreams about. But the gateway to God's castle cannot be opened by normal means. Our master knew of this and has been waiting for the Bell of Awakening to open the way. Earlier I said that you were a wound. That part was true. The towers you see around you, our master attacked them knowing that the wounds would force out the enlightened from each dream. And since they are empty vessels, they have a very singular goal: to climb the White Tower and stop time's end, to make the choice again. Of course there's no choice to make this time. But perhaps deep down inside they made the wrong choice, and some primal desire causes them to seek a different path. Regret, after all, is a funny thing. But ringing the bell is not enough. The castle cannot be approached by normal means. You need the eyes of a lord, and not just one, but two. One from the living world, and the other from the dream world. With your new eye, the path to the castle is open to you now. Will you stop our master from ending the dream? Please, save her. Stop Master Tempest. She can be saved. I know it, but only you have the powers now to reach her. I am glad I got to see you again, even though I am just a fragment of the shadow you once knew. Puella, I am sorry. The sun, it takes me back. If I stare long enough, I can almost see them. My people. I wish to stay a little longer. Go on ahead. I will follow shortly. My god. This is so fucking heavy. Like, this is such a weird April Fool's prank. That the Ahead in Time account decided to do. Let's just make this one mod the challenge road. for April 1st, and yeah. Gears for break. Wait, is this geared for this? Is this actually geared for breakfast? Oh shit! I think it is. Hi, Haboy! Everyone, say hi to Haboy. Woo! A person 22. Hi. Hello. Let's say hi to that person who is 22. Miss Switch? Whoa. What the fuck? These visuals are insane. My god. E2 Gaming. Electronic Entertainment Gaming. Also, wow. Look at this timepiece. Whoa, what is this? It's like all cubic and stuff. Whoa. And Pruella does not look happy. Oh. That took me a while, but yeah, I fucking finished this challenge road. But it's not quite over yet. There's still one more mod that I have to play. I may not finish for the stream, but it's at least worth a good attempt. Are you gonna go find the rare sticker? Nah, I don't care. But yeah, I'm gonna take a short dinner break. And once I'm done, I'm gonna go back and play the new mod that Haboy released today. So yeah, I'll be back pretty shortly. You take care. Alright, I'm back. I am back. Now, that was Ultra Silence we just finished. Ooh, and now I'm number 128 on the ranking. I'm making progress. But yeah, so we just finished Ultra Silence. Very cool, very beautiful mod. But now we're gonna play through a new mod called Ultra Loud. How was the meal? It was very good. Ooh, sorry. But yeah, here's the new mod. Let me scroll through what the description says because it's really weird. Codename Dragon? Puella, Thunder, Arcane, like Roach King? Huh. Well, anyway, let's get started. I don't think I'm gonna finish this mod, but it's worth giving this a shot. You ever make something and feel like it's looking cool, but then zoom out and realize it's super over designed? Yeah, that has happened. Oh God, what the fuck am I looking at? Oh! Oh! Oh no! Saw blades, owl dudes, tentacles. Oh! Oh! Okay. Do you wish to turn on hard mode? This will activate the classic helmet mechanic of being chased by owls that could push you on contact. Sure. Ah! Oh my God. Oh. Oh! What the fuck? Ah! Holy shit! What the fuck? Oh God. Okay. Oh my God. How long is this mod, by the way? God. Fuck. Ah! Like, is this mod gonna be just as long as the original? Oh dear. Oh! Oh! Ah! Jesus Christ! What? No! Oh. Oh. Shit. Jesus, why is that part slippery? Wait, the wall falls. You should touch the black stars. It looks really friendly. I'll touch it. Sure. Ah! I hate you, little baby bird. Don't push me around like that. Or else I'll push you. Alright, what happens if I touch the black stuff? Oh, it just warps me back. Okay. That was boring. What? Who's throwing cans at me? Oh. No! See, so friendly. Yeah. You're right. Oh! Oh my god. Ah! What? What? What was that? Oh. 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 No! Oh! I think it's kind of funny though when you just die, like the owls are so far away that they don't really consider into the difficulty. Oh my. This mod is insane. What the fuck are these souls doing? What? I just saw a tweet from Hatboy that he is actually kind of surprised that this mod is actually beatable. Like he didn't beat this mod apparently. Oh my god. Where do I go next? Oh, fucking. Ah! I'm making so many weird noises. Ah! It's just the first part. Is there checkpoints in this mod? Please tell me there's checkpoints. Ah! I think this mod has broke me. Oh my god. Death from Puss in Boots. Ah! This is what happens to Puss's 8 lives. Ooh. Oh, I can't kill them? Shit. Ow. Oh my god. The bird didn't save you. He wanted to take you out by himself. Yeah. Hello there. I must bust a nut. How are you doing? I'm currently playing through a new Ahead of Time mod that just came out today called Ultra Hell. Ultra Loud, sorry. And loud is right. Wait, no! Damn it. I'm crying. Ahead of Time is one of the few platformers where you can get away with this kind. Ahead of Time is one of those few 3D platformers where you could get away with this kind of level design just because Hat Kid's control is just so precise like that. And it is fun, but yeah. So it doesn't have a final boss or just a time rift thing. I don't know. I don't know. So far it's just like a hard mode version of. Oh no! Fuck. What do alien tears taste like? They taste like. What the fuck was that? They taste like asbestos. Ah! Fuck! Ah! This is the reason why I play Ahead in Time mods, because what other video game would have level design like this? Am I right? I guess the saw blades move faster when I'm in their line of vicinity? God damn. What the fuck? What was that? Saw blade jump scare. Oh. Why do I keep slipping? That's not cool. No! The depth prescription. Oh yeah, my depth perception is pretty shit. I need some depth prescription. What? Bruh, autocorrect hell. That would be the name of Hat Boy's future mods. Whoop! Oh my god. Alright. Holy shit. Fuck you, bird. Oh my god. No. Shit. We made a discovery here, folks. My head is resting on my chair right now. Oh. And I could just imagine like people who kind of left during at earlier point of my stream and then they came back and see this. It's like, what the fuck happened? Ah! I know, Hat Kid. I'm sleepy too. Oh wait, no, this is Puella, I think. I know, Puella. I'm sleepy too. Was it so peaceful before? Yeah. So earlier in the stream, I was playing a mod called Ultra Silence, which is a very pretty and somewhat challenging but pretty fair mod. And this is like the hard mode version of it, which is like very demonic in appearance and fucking bullshit. That's what the modder of this mod typically does. He typically does make like hard mode versions of mods he made in the past. Hatboy is also the 3D model director, so he generally knows his shit with the hand and time. Come on, brother. Lock in. I know. God, the worst part is that like I'm stuck on this part and I know that this mod is probably like so much longer than this because the last mod that, you know, this was based on is like pretty long. Like that made up the first 2 hours of my stream.
I demand piggies!
I hate getting stun locked like that. I could totally see myself streaming this mod again. This is insane. Fuck! If it reaches like 10 o'clock or 10:30 on my end, then I'm gonna end stream because I have work tomorrow. But boy, this is peak Death Wish. This is not even Death Wish. It's so much worse. I know it's a mod, but it's challenge, so you get the point. Yeah. This is peak Last Wish. Yeah. Where the fuck do I go? Where the fuck do I go? What? Where was this supposed to go? Fuck me, man. Use the camera. It's kind of hard for me to use the camera when I have fucking owls chasing after me that will knock me over. I shouldn't have activated the hard mode. What was I thinking? Ah! Wouldn't the camera pause the game? Oh yeah, that's true. Let me... reach that point again. Boy. Ow. Uh-huh. I hate that saw blade so much that just like pops out of the ground like that. That's fucking bullshit. What? Oh man. I especially don't like the whole slippy thing because there's no visible like slippy texture or whatever to indicate that. Oh my god. Well, actually I could do this. Yeah, I could do that. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Why do I set up on nothing sometimes? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so how do I approach this? Oh, I guess I have to do a wall run like that. Okay. There we go. Oh, I didn't make it. Ah. But I know what to do there at least, so. Hopefully you reach a checkpoint at this time. I hope so too. It would be so evil if there's like absolutely no checkpoints whatsoever in this mod. What a grueling adventure I have put myself through. There we go. I've been through this part so many times that I don't even remember what the original version of this area looks like. Oh, wait. I think I know what I have to do with that part. I have to use my dive momentum to carry me over there. Oh boy. I mean, hey, that's a fancy movement. I'll give it that. You know, when you're kind of in a zone like I am right now, for a brief moment, it is actually pretty fun, you know? Like, damn, I'm going through this stuff like a badass. Okay. The slide thing, right? Not slide thing, but like, when you do a dive on a balloon, it carries over your momentum, so that's something good to do. I believe I can dive. I believe I can dive onto the ground. Okay, so I have to bounce like that, and then dive. Yeah, just like what? There's a soul blade in the middle. Ah! Stop throwing cans at me. Oh, I got the right idea, but I shouldn't dive in the middle like that. Oh my god. That sucks. Okay. So close, so close. Fuck! So you need the perfect jump height and perfect speed while also hoping you don't get soft-bladed. Yeah. This is real video gaming shit right here. This is what all true warriors strive for. Man, I can't wait for a hat in time too. It's looking really good so far. And the owls. Yeah, don't forget about the owls. The owls that I foolishly activated. I thought the devs said there won't be a Hat in Time 2. They never explicitly like said they're not gonna make a Hat in Time 2. Like they have plans for like making a different kind of game, but the cards are not off the table in regards to like if they want to do like a sequel to a Hat in Time. Like they said in interviews, it's like, you know, if we were to make it a Hat in Time 2, it would be quite different because, you know, we have a lot more experience and yada yada and all that. And you know, I would love a Hat in Time 2 because a Hat in Time is one of my favorite games of all time, and getting a sequel would be like a dream come true. There we go. Oh! Yes! There's actual checkpoints! What the fuck? Holy shit, actual checkpoints. This mod has mercy. What the fuck is that blue orb thing? It doesn't do shit. We need a Shrek Extra Large 2. I would love a Shrek Extra Large 2. Like imagine if they made one that's like an in-between of Shrek 2 and 3, you know? That would be brilliant. What the fuck am I... What am I supposed to do? Oh, damn. Yeah, I'm doing that and it doesn't work. So I have to do something with the yellow orb. What? Oh. Okay. Let's try that again. Oh! Oh! These owls are haters. Is this actually possible? What the fuck? Oh, actually... Let me jump on the blue orb first. God. Ah! I got the right idea there, I think. Yes! Oh! No! But I got the right idea at least, so let me just try that again. Fucking depth perception. Oh. God, the owls makes this part so much harder. There we go. Oh my god. Wait, what? Ugh. 7 minutes left. Fucking smack sounds sometimes. Oh, can't wait for Delta Room, man. It should have been updated already. Yeah, I'm looking forward to Chapter 3. And I guess, like, just a bunch of chapters in general, really. Oop. Oh. I wish these orbs were like actually bouncy all around instead of just only at the very top. Whoop. Work is technically more fun than games because at the end of it you get a prize. Yeah, that is true. You get a prize. That's a funny way of putting it. Oh. Fuck! Alright. The game should be the prize. That depends on the game, really. I should have not turned on those owls. Oh, I made it. Ah! Like, why do these yellow spears just... Like, the way the yellow spears just has you, like, wall run up them instead of just making you bounce off of them. That's just so annoying. Like, I know, like, the blue ones are basically, like, reskin balloon props, basically. Rifter's new character arc, hitting owls, yeah. Ah! The fucking soda can killed me. Right. Oh. Ah. I gotta get rid of these owls first. There we go. What the fuck? Oh. Oh my god. It's like 10 p.m. for me right now, so yeah, I think I'm just gonna end the stream off right here. Maybe in the future, I could stream myself doing another attempt at this mod, but as of right now, I just can't. I have work tomorrow, so I need to get my beauty sleep. So yeah, let me see if there's anyone who's streaming right now. What a beautiful end to this stream, am I right? Let me see. The True Salt King is streaming right now. So yeah, I could raid him. Raid. Boots with the cheese. Jeans. Thank you so much. Anyway, thank you so much for watching me experience a beautiful little mod with Ultra Silence, and for watching me suffer through Ultra Loud. This is a great first stream of the month, and I hope to do even more streams for the following month, basically. So yeah, thank you all so much for watching. You all have a good night, and take care. Bye-bye.